Hello my dear friends, welcome to my channel that is Learning and Programming with Chetan. Friends, in our previous video we have discussed about abstraction, abstract classes and interface in Java programming language. Now in this particular video we will going to discuss about one of the important question that is being asked in almost 99% of Java interviews. And the question is, what is the difference between interface and abstract classes in Java programming language? So we will try to understand the difference between interface and abstract classes on the basis of these 10 points which is currently visible on your screen. So let us discuss our first difference on the basis of uses. So friends, when we are just having requirement specification and we don't know anything about the implementation, then in that case we use interface. Whereas when we are having information about the partial implementation, then in that case we use abstract classes. Now let us discuss about our second difference on the basis of methods which we can declare inside our interface and abstract classes. So friends, I have created one interface with the name shape and one abstract class with the name fruits. So our interface only contain abstract methods, and from Java 8 version we can also define default methods and static methods inside our interface. And from Java 9 version we can also define private methods inside our interface. Whereas if we talk about abstract classes, then in that case there is no restriction on method declaration and we can define any type of method inside our abstract classes, whether it is a non-abstract method or abstract method. Now friends, let us discuss about our third difference on the basis of fields or instance variables that we can declare inside our interface and abstract classes. So in case of interface, we can only define public, static and final fields inside our interface. Whereas if we talk about abstract classes, then there is no such restriction on field declaration and we can define any type of field inside our abstract classes. Now let us discuss about our next difference on the basis of access modifiers. So in case of interface, the fields and methods which we define inside interface should be public, and from Java 9 version we can also define methods with modifier as private. Whereas in case of abstract classes there is no such restriction, so the fields and the methods which we define inside our abstract classes can have any access modifier, that is, it can be public, private or protected. Now let us discuss about our next difference on the basis of constructors. So friends, in case of interface we cannot define constructors inside interface, whereas if we talk about abstract classes, then in that case we can define any type of constructor inside our abstract classes. Now let us discuss about our next difference on the basis of default methods. So friends, in case of interface we can define default methods inside interface so that we can define methods with default implementations. Whereas if we talk about abstract classes, then in that case we cannot define default methods inside abstract classes. So here I have defined a default method inside our abstract class, and here you can see that we are getting compile time error and it is saying that default methods are allowed only inside interfaces. So we cannot define default methods inside abstract classes. Now let us discuss about our next difference on the basis of multiple inheritance support. So friends, interface supports multiple inheritance in Java programming language. So in our rectangle class you can see that it is implementing two interfaces with the name shape and features. Whereas in case of abstract classes, multiple inheritance is not allowed. Now let us discuss about our next difference on the basis of keyword which we used while declaration of our interface and abstract classes. So for declaration of our interface we have to use interface keyword, whereas for declaring abstract classes we have to use abstract keyword. Now let us discuss about our next difference on the basis of keyword which we use to extend or implement our interface and abstract classes. So when we have to use the properties which is defined inside our interface, then in that case we have to use implements keyword. So here you can see that I have created one class with the name circle and this shape is our interface. So to use the properties which we have defined inside our interface, we have to use implements keyword. Whereas when we have to use the properties which we have defined inside our abstract classes, then we have to use a keyword that is extends. So here you can see that I have created one class with the name apple and it is extending our fruit class, and all the properties and methods which is defined inside our fruit class can be accessed inside our apple class by using extends keyword. Now let us discuss about our next difference on the basis of extension and implementation. So in case of abstract classes, a class can extend only one abstract class, whereas in case of interface, a class can implement multiple interfaces. So here you can see that a class can implement multiple interfaces, whereas in case of interfaces, one interface can extend multiple interfaces. So friends, this is about the difference between interface and abstract classes in Java programming language. And friends, if you are having any doubt, then you can write your queries in comment section.